Hi, today we're creating a new family for a new Let's Play on the most recent expansion pack, the Life and Death expansion pack. And we're gonna be creating two Sims, which are best friends and have just moved into the newest neighborhood, the Ravenwood. They live in a starter in Morningville just because it was the cheapest area in Ravenwood, and because both of the Sims do not shy away from places like this. A bit of backstory about the Sims. So the first Sim that we're creating is Lilith, and she has always been into morbid things, especially everything to do with death and cemeteries and crypts and treasures buried within. She believes in ghosts and spirits, and she had all of the hobbies that were even remotely connected to death and morgues. And during her childhood, her parents, when they found out about her fascination with things like this, they brought her to a psychiatrist. So instead, she decided just to hide these things from other people and pretended that it did not fascinate her anymore, that it was a phase. But in middle school, she had an educational trip to the morgue with her class, and to no surprise, she was very excited about everything there and was fascinated with everything she saw. Though what was surprising was that she wasn't alone. She wasn't the only kid that fascinated with everything around. There was another girl who was visibly invested in every single thing that the guide spoke of, and was examining the samples as much as she did. So she approached her and introduced herself, and very soon they hit it off and decided that they're gonna try and get to the body cleanup room, which was off limits during the trip. And even though they got caught sneaking out of there after looking at all the instruments and the covered bodies, they were still giggling the whole time, even after they found out that they were very much in trouble. Lilith always preferred darker colors, and her fashion is always dark with accents of red. Though to many dark colors signify death, for her it's the opposite, because bodies of dead people are pale and have no blood in them, so the red and dark colors signify her being very much alive. Though she isn't scared of seeing dead people, and she's fascinated with everything otherworldly, she herself isn't ready to die, at least not until she knows what's waiting for her on the other side. When creating both of the Sims, I tried to use as much of the new pack as possible, but Lilith is very confident in herself and she likes to dress a bit more risque, which the clothing in this didn't allow much. And I wanted to go with this blouse that I put on her, but you'll see that later on somehow it doesn't tuck in. And now after watching the footage, I think it is the boots, because as soon as I put the boots on, the shirt is no longer tucked in, and when the boots come off, it becomes tucked in again. So I think with certain shoes, the shirt somehow is messed up. And when I say it's messed up, because if you look closely, you can see the pattern of the bottom is visible through the blouse, like it's been printed. So in the end, I think I changed the blouse entirely, and I still go with the same skirt. After I changed the blouse, her outfit looks more dark academia-like. And for both of the Sims, I gave 2 everyday outfits just because we're gonna be playing with them, so I wanted a bit of diversity. And the second outfit is more risque, but I still use the pants from the new pack, and the top I think is from Lovestruck. So most of the things are from there, but I got a few details from elsewhere. And there were, between the dresses that came with this game, none were suiting her style, so I decided to go with something different, and we go with this glittery black dress, which suits her perfectly. Between the two of them, she wears more heavier makeup, and you'll see that her makeup often has red accents to it, just because it's her favorite color. And she wears the new heels and the nails that come with the pack. Between the two Sims, Lilith is definitely more charismatic and more outgoing, and she is more confident in herself. And part of why I like their relationship so much is because the other Sim you're gonna see is completely different. Maybe not like a loner, but more reserved definitely, and yet they have a very strong connection. For both of the Sims I used the hairstyles that come from within a pack, and Lilith actually wears two of them. She wears the long hair with the fringe and the braids for like her athletic and sleeping outfit, just because I would have used others too, but both of the Sims have longer hair, so the others didn't fit. And again, I was trying to find something from base game or anywhere else for her party wear, just because the outfits in the pack didn't suit her style. I wanted something more risque, but I went with the jeans and this like 50s kind of top in that dark red color. And again with a similar makeup, some reddish eyeshadow and an eyeliner. And I think always she wears a darker lip, and I actually used the earrings that come with not with the pack but with the Reaper's rewards, the ones that have a scythe. And we're trying on some weirder glasses. For her I went with these heart ones, which I rarely use, and actually she randomized with that top on for her hot wear, and I just thought it fit her perfectly. And lastly, we're doing her cold wear. I used the jeans from the new pack, but everything else just comes from elsewhere. And again with a more darker makeup. Between them, she's definitely less recognizable without makeup. And her name is very fitting. Her name is Gloom. She has the aspiration to write about ghosts. She's hot-headed, she's macabre, and she's outgoing. She plays guitar, she likes writing, she likes photography, and she likes the new skill that comes with the pack. I forget what it's called. She hates gardening, fishing, and anything to do with the outdoors. And at the beginning I decided that I will change her eye color, so there I went back to make it dark brown. I wanted it to kind of had a reddish tint. Now we're moving on to the other Sim, which is Phoebe. So Phoebe and Lilith met at the morgue during school, and after they hit it off, they became very close friends, and they would visit cemeteries together and so on, but for very different reasons. While Lilith thinks that ghosts exist and spirits exist and everything doesn't end after death, Phoebe is driven to just know how the human body works. The whole point of her being interested in death and bodies is from more of a scientific perspective. She is a skeptic of all of the spiritual stuff. She is more driven by logic and science, but it doesn't mean that she's not interested in how everything works. She knows that the body is very complicated in its functioning, so it drives her to find the ways find the mechanisms within. And you'll see later that I've given her the Hunted by Death trait, just because I feel like she would have so many encounters which were near death, and she would still not believe that anything happens after it. And Lilith would try to convince her that this is something more than just a coincidence, and she actually needs to be more careful. But to Phoebe, everything is just as probable as anything else. So she thinks she's just very unlucky in this regard. Both of them work at a cemetery, and while working there, they've been reassigned together to take care of the cemetery in Ravenwood, which is why they moved, because there's nothing that ties them down, and why not accept a better offer. The plan is for Lily to get an offer to join the Reaper career instead of going in the morgue. So she would accept, and then she would have actual proof for Phoebe that actually Grim Reaper exists and ghosts exist, and everything she believed in was true, which might shatter Phoebe's understanding of life and put a strain on their friendship. Now we're starting to see how Phoebe actually looks. So I gave her dimples, and she wears this colorful hair. I played with all of the colors that there were, and I think this one suited her best. It matches her eyes very well. She wears lighter makeup, and she wears a lot of colorful clothes. She's the opposite in that way from Lilith. She loves bright colors, and they reflect her personality very well. And I really loved the embroidered top that she wears, this white one, in all the colors, but for her a light color is just more is just better. And a lot of her outfits have this sage color, because I couldn't find the blue that matched her hair, so I just went with pale shade. And she wears the tunnels that come with the pack, and just bright nails. I didn't give her the new nails because I just thought that she wouldn't wear lengthy nails, and those are quite long. And this is her second outfit, so she is way more into the style of the pack, and I really like those boots that we got. She wears this dress, and she actually kind of looks like a witch or a princess in it, or both. And she is more experimental with her look, but she also is the one that is more introverted, and I think she doesn't really care about what people think, except for a few that she is friends with and who are close to her. Their opinion means the most to her, and I think when everything goes down, she from the side she looks like she's very uninterested in people, but when it comes to her close circle, she's very emotional. With her, it was much easier to dress her than Lilith, because for Lilith I just had to find specific pieces, and she actually can wear much of the clothing that we have in the game. Especially we have a lot of like bluish and teal colors, so it was very easy. Her style and her colors reflect the personality that she has when she's out of her shell, which is just around people she likes. And with others, she has to warm up to people. So when anyone talks to both of them, you could see her standing in the corner while Lilith actually entertains the people. For her swimwear, I used a new swimsuit, which looks very cute, but I wished we had it actually as a top, And this almost full outfit is from the new pack, except for the sandals. I think the sandals are from some other pack. When you compare both of them, you would never think to see them in a crowd together, and you'd never think that Phoebe is actually interested in things that she's interested in, and that she works in a morgue, and she's been fascinating with the biology and everything of the human body, and she's not afraid of cutting the dead bodies open. She just looked like she would never come near it, but her death looks very peaceful. It looks like sleep. And Phoebe's last name is Spark, which reflects her personality. She is friend to the world, she is skeptical, chased by death, and a foodie. And she likes to cook, to bake, to mix drinks. She likes gardening, not a fan of technology. And then I remembered to give the Lilith the other like of the skill, the new one. So these are the best friends, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.